Hi, and welcome to St James Children's Church Digital. My name's Shirley. At the end of today's story, there will be two small craft activities. For the first one, you will need paper cup, cotton wool balls, string, glue, sellotape, and some colouring pens. For the second one, you will just need an A4 size sheet of paper. Okay? If you don't have these items in your home at the moment, please just drop me a message and I will leave these items in my porch for you to pick up on your exercise walk. If you're self-isolating at the moment, then just again drop me a line and I will bring these things to you. Okay? Now, for today's story. Goodbye, at last. When Jesus came back from the dead, he appeared to his disciples in many times in many places. One day, his disciples had locked themselves in a room because they were scared that the men who had killed Jesus were going to come for them. Now, all of a sudden, Jesus was there. Jesus stood among them. They were frightened. They were confused. They thought he was a ghost. But Jesus said to them, "It's me. Look at my hands. Look at my side. It's me. I'm not a ghost." And then Jesus sat down and had dinner with them to prove he wasn't a ghost. A few weeks later, the disciples had gone out fishing overnight in their boat, but they hadn't caught any fish. And then a man on the shore shouted out to them, "Hey, you there, yes, you. Throw your nets on the other side of the boat." Well, when they did, they caught so many fish that they couldn't bring their nets back on board. And then Peter looked, and Peter saw, and Peter knew that it was Jesus on the shore. So Peter jumped overboard and swam to Jesus. When the other disciples caught up with him, they discovered that Jesus had already been fishing and he'd made them a nice breakfast of fish and bread, which they all enjoyed. A few weeks later, Jesus told his friends that it was time for him to leave them. It was time for him to go back to his Father. So they went for one last walk up into the hills by the Lake of Galilee, where their adventures had first started. "I've got to go now," said Jesus, "but I'm going to send you a helper. I want you to do something very special for me. I want you to tell the story of me to everyone you meet. Start in Jerusalem and don't stop until everyone has had the chance to follow me. If you get scared or frightened, don't worry. Just talk to me and I'll be there." Then a cloud came down, wrapped itself around Jesus and lifted him up into heaven. The disciples just leapt. They were amazed and they were frightened. And then two angels came down and said, "Don't be scared, don't be frightened. Jesus will come back again one day, just in the same way as he left you." The disciples went back down the hill and went home and started telling everybody they met about Jesus. For today's activity, you will need a paper cup. In the paper cup and the top, put a little hole. Thread your string through the hole. Make sure you have a knot on the string to stop the string coming straight through. Then you take your cotton wool balls and you stick them all over your cup, making sure that the thread is free at the top. Then you get a piece of paper and you draw a picture of Jesus sitting on a cloud. You cut that picture out and you put some cotton wool balls around the bottom of Jesus' feet. You then take that and you stick Jesus to the bottom of your string. And then you too can have a Jesus disappearing up into heaven. Okay, for the second activity, you will just need a piece of A4 paper. On here, what you do is you fold the paper like that to the side, fold it again that way, and this you fold back and you cut it off, leaving you with a square piece of paper like this. Okay, now all your mums are now saying that I used to do this at school. You take all the corners and you fold them in to the centre. I'm only doing this quick. You can take your time and make sure you do it nicely and neatly. Okay, so all four corners to the centre. You turn your paper over and you fold the four corners over again. All four corners to the centre. Right. Now, I have found if you do this, it makes it easier to pinch the whole thing together. If you fold it once into a quarter and fold it again, then when you open it up, you can put your fingers in the paper and you can twizzle it. Once you've done that, if you open it out, there's one I done earlier, put numbers around the outside. On the inside, you can decorate it any way you like, with colours, with pictures, anything you like. When you open it up again, you can write a prayer. Thank you for my friends and families. And you can do that on all four sides. And in the centre, you can either write your own very special prayer for yourself, for your family, or you can write the Lord's Prayer. Now, if you don't know the Lord's Prayer, there will be two versions at the end of this video. Just pause the video and you can write it down for yourself. Okay? I hope you enjoyed my story and I hope you enjoyed the crafts. Hope to see you all again soon. Bye.